Yeah, the team has been together for a week. Guys have prepared before they joined the camp in their respective franchises. And having a few experienced players within the squad has really helped in terms of getting ready for this tour. We, like you said, we had a week together in Pretoria, which went really well. And I believe everyone is in good space to come here and perform. We're very excited to be here. We haven't played a lot of cricket in the past few months as an SAA team. And bubble life it's not easy, but it's fresh to us. And Zimbabwe has gone out of their way to make sure that we're comfortable wherever we are in terms of the country. At practice, they've made sure that we got what we need at the hotel. They've gone out of their way to make sure the guys are comfortable and they're in a good space to go out and perform. So we're grateful for that. And for the team space is concerned, we just can't wait to get going. Like I said, lots of those guys are moving on to go join the protest, so they're excited to get going to push for spots at the higher level, which is exciting for me as a coach. We have a wide range of of players whom on different journeys, and some are going on to join the Proteas team. So for them, it's an exciting time to actually get going first. So when the time they get to the West Indies, they've had a few games under their belt. And some of the guys, the last time they actually were in a competitive space in match-wise, that was back with our franchise competition. So it's been a while since they've touched the bat, but from different reasons, everyone is coming together, excited to get going. For this one-day squad, we have quite an experienced team, so to speak. We have 5 guys who are going to be moving on from this tour to go join the Proteas. Guys like Dwayne Pretorius, Andile Pislukwai, who've been around for a while. Sisanda Magala, who's just joined the Proteas and establishing himself. And we've got Lutosi Pamla and Daryl Pavlon, who are also with us here, and Reza Hendricks. From that side, in terms of the one-day squad, we've got quite a good experienced team. And then you've got guys who are coming in this space for the first time, like a Ryan Riddleton, who has done well and who wants to showcase his skills and prove how good he is. And Sinetemba Kashile, those guys are establishing themselves. And Vian Liber is also here as a newcomer into the space. So we've got a good range in terms of experience and guys with new blood, the guys who are coming in. And everybody is equally excited, to be honest, because of the lack of cricket that we've had. Energies are high, and people just can't wait to get going. I don't really think there's ever too much. It's just a matter of doing what is actually required of you in terms of being smart, training for purpose. From that point of view, I don't feel it's never too much. I'm always encouraging the guys to have a goal for each practice and making sure that they're doing what they will be doing in games. From that point of view, smart training is it's never too much in my book. And yes, the energies, sometimes you have to pull a few bowlers back in terms of overdoing things. But I always encourage them to make sure that they bowl enough that when they get into game situation, it's never taxing for them. That's always my encouragement for them. And for batters, it is tough for us coaching, having to throw for a long period of time. But if we expect these batters to get big hundreds, it's important for us coaches to be fit enough to be able to throw 250 balls for them to actually get into a space where they're going to perform for us. So yeah, it's mainly a balance and making sure that every practice has got its purpose. People are just not practicing for the sake of it. And the goals are achieved through that, then we're going to be in good space to win games. The SAA space has always been a tough space to manage in the sense that each player comes in with all their own personal goals, how they feel they can get to the top. So my biggest thing since I've been in charge of this space is enforcing that the team comes first. Your personal goals should really, really be secondary to what the team needs. The minute we can start moving in that direction, in making sure each and every player comes here willing to play for the team, willing to play game situations for us to win games, And that will play a massive part in terms of us winning. Because in the past, it's been, if I may be brutally honest, it's been a selfish space, because each player comes in thinking they are one step away from playing for the Proteas. And then we neglect the core values of what is required for the team to win. And in that sense, we've always come short because players have got personal goals instead of team goals. And that's been my driving force since I've been in this space, is to making sure that each and every one of us are pulling in the same direction, to make sure that we're working hard for the team to win. And when the team starts winning, that's when the selectors will start looking who's doing well. And in that way, I'm sure a lot of players will be rewarded through this process. And that's the main goal for me, and that's what I've communicated to the team. Team first mentality is going to go a long way in helping us change results in this space. Yeah, this team is very important in closing the gap between international cricket and franchise cricket. We know there is a little bit of a gaping hole there. You can never prepare players for international cricket because it's a whole different game. Each and every aspect of your game will be taken apart in the media. Each and every team around the world will have access to you in terms of your strength and your weaknesses. And for us to prepare guys for the next level, this is the most important step for us, and where we can work, not in silence, but in our own quiet corner, where we can make sure that we guide, we can make sure that we empower, and we expose players to the next level. This is a tough step in terms of making the transition, because that's when people start taking really good notice of you as a player, and that it exposes you. And for us as Cricket South Africa, we find that at this level, we need to play a lot more, because if we look around the world, look at India, we look at England, they play a lot of A-side cricket. And by the time their players get to their main team, they've done a lot of traveling, they've been exposed into a lot of Asian conditions. And for us, that is now the biggest focus, to make sure that we close the gap between international cricket and franchise or provincial cricket for our players. Leadership in any organization and in any team, it's very important. And we do have a young captain for this group in Zubai Hamza. But in saying that, we have a lot of guys who've played international cricket, especially in the one-day space is concerned. And I make sure, and I always drive the fact that common sense is the boss in the team. Each and everyone has to make sure that they drive their own personal space in terms of what they require for us to win. And in saying that, it's also encouraging that we grow our captain in this space, and also give him enough of power for him to be able to hold players accountable to what the team is requiring, and especially on the field, because he's the man that has been put in charge there to drive the coach's philosophy and Cricket South Africa's way of playing. So leadership plays a big role in any organization, especially here in this team, where I'm really encouraging Hamza to take ownership, especially on the field, in holding players accountable to what we've agreed on. Yeah, like you said, I've been around for a while now, but I'm very excited. Each and every time I'm given the opportunity to look after such great talent, it is exciting. And for me to see these players coming into the space, working with specialist coaches, and really growing, not only as cricketers, but as human beings, it's exciting. And having players that I've worked with from the academy space, and seeing them 2 years later to see what growth they've made, it's always keeps me going. It's knowing that we're actually pulling in the right direction. So I'm very, very excited, and I can't wait for us to get going. And looking at our opposition, I don't really spend too much time in seeing what they have done or what they haven't done. For me, it's mainly about making sure that our players are ready for the challenge up ahead, and they know what conditions they're going to face. They know the quality of the position that we have, their strength and their weaknesses. And the only way I can judge them is making sure that I've given them goals, and we sat down and we know what role each and every one of them have to perform within its team space. And from that fact, we want to go out there and try and win every game that we play for South Africa. Ngiyabonga, sisi, thank you.